Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Okay, so for today's video, we have another brand new release from a band that I've definitely never checked out, but I have heard of the name. Andy, I'm going to guess you've probably never heard of, but may have heard the name. And I think, Kirk, you probably reviewed them last year and you'll even know what score of an album you gave them. Probably a 6 out of 10. That's my guess, but let's go check out today's video.
Guys, we've been looking for this damn venue for forever. You know, it's a real fucking problem.
Problem? Well, my friend, the Mushroom King of Alameda, said if I have any problems, I should take these.
My brother in Pacifica gave me these.
Wow, that's sick. My friend in Corona gave me these.
Wow, because my homie in Anaheim gave me these.
Holy shit. My friend, the General in Denver, gave me these.
Let's take them.
Chemical waste, years of abuse, painless. Take more, inhale the inspiration. Heavy lift and empty skin. Light flicker, so bright and blind. Bringing fun, the bottom of mind.
Okay, well, there we go. Let's play Guess the Band Name. So, Andy, any ideas?
I've got no idea, but it's only based on the sort of visual themes at the beginning.
Right.
I've not heard the band I'm going to say, but I'm going to take a stab at Cannabis Corpse.
No.
Oh, yeah, do you know?
Good guess, though.
Educated, yeah, I'd probably would have gone for that. Go on, who is it? I've probably reviewed it. Who's it?
Suicide Silence.
Fuck, that's Suicide Silence new video. What?
That is their new video for Altar of Self.
Shit, I should have known that.
Especially as they're on
It didn't
Noise
sound like
Cartel.
that under Mitch Luckman when he was the singer. They were more brutal. I mean,
Suicide Silence, really?
Yeah.
They're certainly not a deathcore band anymore then.
Look at Andy's face, Jesus.
I mean, I've got one album. I'm not I don't know much about them, but as you say, Kirk, they're sort of deathcore, aren't they? That was, I don't know, quite
Cannabis
what that was.
Corpse. We thought it was Cannabis Corpse.
Yeah, so that's the new single from them from their fourth upcoming album. I don't know if are they on Century Media or I can't remember.
Yeah, Century Media band.
Yeah, so they came through on the Noise Cartel from Yasmin. So let's kick it round the table. Let's kick off with you, Kirk. Thoughts on it?
Well, like Andy, we're surprised at that Suicide Silence because I don't recognize any of the band members. They were iconic when they had Mitch in the band. Obviously, he died. Was it 2011, 2012? He even had that distinctive, like, chicken type movement he did on the stage, and he had a weird indie haircut as well. So you wouldn't think he was in a death grind band or deathcore band. So no, didn't know who it was. At the beginning, you're thinking, oh, is this a stoner metal band? Good sense of humor, deliberately exaggerating how poor they are as actors, which I always find amusing. And then it kicks into this humorless music that I really enjoyed, and I'll tell you why. It's because it is very close to hardcore, isn't it? One question I was going to bat over to you, Andy, was what are the differences between that and Jesus Piece, who are a hardcore band on Century Media, who've also got an album coming out? To me, it's the drums, isn't it? It's the constant double kicks, like Pete Sandoval from Morbid Angel. Love how that is plugging the gaps between those syncopated guitars. The vocals were grotesque and terrifying, and that's always a compliment from me. If I'm listening to extreme metal and I say something is grotesque or ugly or even diabolical, that's a compliment. So I am shocked. There was that absurd breakdown near the end, where they slow everything down, which really suited the song for me. I didn't really know where it was going, and then the fact that the video is about having this really distressing acid trip, and the look at some of the imagery that they're hallucinating on, I thought that was thoroughly entertaining. I really enjoyed the production on it, that high-tuned snare. Dave, I like that. I'm a sucker for that. As you said, it's normally jazz bands, jazz drummers that have the kit set up like that, isn't it? More technical than you think. I'd like to give that a second spin, put some headphones on. I'm excited for the album. Hey, I thought it might just be, what was that last album they did? The last two, basically, people have fucking hated them, haven't they? One of them was a bit too close to nu metal, even though this is the band that really reintroduced nu metal into extreme metal in the early 2010s. But I thought that was a triumph. Yeah, they've surprised me. If that's what the album's going to sound like, I'm actually more excited than I thought I was going to be. I thought it was going to be one of these big name releases. I feel obliged to review it, and it's probably going to be a 6 out of 10. I didn't review the last album, but I have heard it probably would have been a 6 out of 10 as you predicted. That one sounds a lot more intriguing. But Andy, you say you actually own a Suicide Silence CD in your collection, so you're equally as surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one I just came across. I can't say I've spun it too many times, so I'm not that familiar with the band, but I know that particular album doesn't sound like that. I mean, it was. I mean, the video was fucked up, wasn't it? I mean, starts with them all comparing. Oh, look, my bag of magic mushrooms is bigger than yours. But so the drug references put me off a little bit because that's not my thing, to be honest. But the sort of, as you said, the nightmare acid trip was quite entertaining. And I thought there was a real mix of styles in that song. There's doom, death, deathcore, and the hardcore breakdown as well. So there's a real mixed bag. But I really enjoyed that actually, and I'm still flabbergasted. It's not a band that've got a name like Cannabis Corpse, who obviously maybe have drugs as their sort of imagery and sort of lyrical content, as opposed to a quite established band that were or are Suicide Silence. So yeah, I'm interested to hear what else comes from that album. Yeah, there's a good way to end the session. Quite pleased about that.
Dave, definitely.
It's a good one.
Give us your thoughts, Dave.
Final thoughts from me then. So musically, quite enjoyed the track. Not really my kind of thing, but again, it's like what we said with the last sort of the two bands before. It's if I had one or two tracks every so often, quite enjoyable. I wouldn't listen to a whole album of it. We probably will, because we'll probably be reviewing the album. But if a whole album was full of that, I'd be like, I can't do this. This is just too much for me. I need some like ballads or something coming in here with some like
Punishing,
harps and
isn't
stuff.
it?
It's a
like
bit.
that is
It's like
punishing.
Yeah,
I just feel just pushed down and just I need some lightness in my life. But I enjoyed the track for what it was, so I enjoyed that. I have to pick up on the point that every time we see musicians trying to act, none of them can. What is it with
that was funny.
It's funny, but you still can do funny and acting. Come on, Jesus. I'm doing it tongue in cheek here, by the way. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, but every time
you implied they were deliberately acting bad, but I think Dave's saying that was their best. Best.
I think that's the best they can do.
That's the the best they can
Come on,
do.
then, Andy, referee this one between us two. Were they doing it on purpose, or was that them trying to act? In your opinion,
I don't know. I mean, I've seen examples of both, and it's hard to tell. I'll go with they were putting on their level of incompetence when it comes to sort of performing in front of the camera. So I'm with you on this one, Kirk, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. All right, okay, well, let's talk about the video. I probably spent more time looking at the video than I did listening to the song, in the sense of like trying to break the song down. Because what was getting to me on watching the video was I got the concept of this tripping out and then seeing stuff, and sometimes the graphics were really well done. Like some points where the fingers were emerging, and I was like, that's really well done. And then you'd get this kind of green screen figurine guy, like one of the band members, that hadn't been cut very well with the graphics, so it looked bad. It looked like home video type footage that had been cut together. So I was like, if you're going to spend that much doing it, I'd have actually preferred they'd actually almost gone down the route of less trying to blend live action with the comical graphic stuff, and gone almost, because there were bits of them where you could see them fully covered in as though they were cartoon graphic style. I'd have rather they just done a whole lot like that and kept giving that consistency, rather than had the live bit with some overlay, because the overlays never quite matched up. It didn't quite look right, and then it went to a really good piece of like animated graphic, and then it would go back to this kind of slightly poor home shot video quality sort of stuff. I don't know. I either wanted one or the other. You either go for a crappy looking graphic video and go the whole way through it and just accept it, or you go really well and really good graphic video. And they kind of tried to merge both of them, and for me, that's why it didn't work as well. But I think if you don't watch the video with that in the back of your head, like me watching a video trying to look at what's right, what's wrong, what could have been done better, you probably would enjoy the video. You'd probably just take it for what it is. So I can see there was a lot of work put into it, and I can see the concept of what they were trying to do with the video, and it would have worked. Maybe it's me thinking if they'd done it slightly differently, it would have been even better. In the back of my head, it could have been something even more amazing than what it actually was.
Do you know what what I get from that song, Dave? Do you remember we saw the new video single from Sangwi Sugabog, didn't we? That
Yeah.
We didn't like it. That's what I wanted Sangwi Sugabog to sound like. There's a lot more gore in that music than I was expecting. Would you say that as well, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, one of the genres I missed out, there's the gore grind element as well, almost like that. He almost got there, excuse me, there's me doing the pig squeal vocals. But he didn't quite get there. I don't know if that was intentional. I mean, again, going back to the music, I thought the drumming was really, really good, but the kick drum that you mentioned, the double kick drum, just seemed a little bit weak and low in the mix. I don't know if that's just how we listened to it this evening, but good track. Yeah,
I'm actually glad
you might like the last album though. The last album, there was a meme that went round because he went in a bit of a more new metal direction.
Yeah.
Who's that? Sorry, Kirk.
The last album that they did, which they were critically panned for, there's a song on there, and in the chorus it uses that ad-lib tee-hee. So people were calling it tee-hee core. Just check out the beating of last album.
I do remember
away from that.
That's my only reference point for Suicide Silence as far as the band name, was the fact that people were panning them. So that's the only thing I knew about the band, was that people were absolutely destroying them for like new metal influencing and stuff like that. So that's the only thing I had going into this. So it wasn't what I expected from the band. I have to say I hated the production of the sound on the of this song.
The lack of balance.
It just felt they didn't have. It could have sounded weightier.
Yeah.
So I've got them on my cans here. So I didn't like the drum mix at all. I felt everything was too clicky. So you like that high snare, but I think you could have had that higher snare, but with a bit more depth in a way, to get a bit more room to it. And the drums were it was just too dry on the click, on the double kick pits. Everything was very dry, which meant that the guitars, I'm guessing what they've done overall is they probably overly compressed.
He's back.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry there. Yeah, I think that they basically. I thought you were just looking at me intently. It's like taking it all in. Right?
Wow, he's really ruminating on this point.
Really. We're not going to interrupt him. We're going to really pay attention. But no, I actually think they've overcompressed it, because I think the guitars sounded slightly too compressed. It could have sounded like more fuller overall, just to give me more weight. You can tell the riffs are there, the drum playing's there. Just the kicks sounded too compressed, too dry. The snare sounded, again, just a little bit too dry for me. And the guitars just didn't have enough depth to them. They just needed a bit more, maybe taking the mid down in the mix, just giving it a little bit more either side. But that's just a production thing, and that's always going to be an issue. That's what someone likes, one type of production, someone else doesn't like it. So there we go. That is Suicide Silence and Altar of Self. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.